You ever watch a lion bring down an animal twice its size and wonder why humans ended up ruling the same planet? It doesn't make sense. Your teeth are small. Your claws don't exist. Your skin tears easily. You can't outrun a horse, outfight a chimpanzee, or outswim a seal. By almost every measure nature seems to use, you are a terrible predator. But the real answer is far stranger. Because humans did not become the apex predator by becoming the strongest animal. We became the first predator that slowly escaped the rules every other predator was forced to obey. Imagine waking up on the African savanna 2 million years ago. The sun is rising. The grass is tall. Something is watching you. It could be a lion hidden in the grass, a leopard waiting in a tree, a pack of hyenas listening from the darkness. Your ancestors lived in a world where almost everything was better designed for survival than they were. They were not at the top of the food chain. They were somewhere in the middle. Sometimes they hunted, sometimes they were hunted. That was life. So how did everything change? For hundreds of millions of years, evolution followed a simple pattern. If an animal needed to survive, its body had to change. Sharper teeth, longer claws, better camouflage, more speed, bigger muscles. Every species was trapped inside its own biology. A tiger could only become a better tiger. An eagle could only become a better eagle. A shark could only become a better shark. Then one strange species found another path. Instead of changing its body, it began changing the world around it. That species was you. The story probably begins with a weakness: walking. When your ancestors stood upright, they actually became worse at many things. They lost speed. They became easier to see across open grasslands. Their backs became vulnerable. Even childbirth became more dangerous because of changes to the pelvis. Evolution seemed to be making terrible decisions, but every disadvantage quietly created a new opportunity. Standing freed your hands. Hands that no longer needed to support your body could carry food, carry babies, carry stones, carry sticks, and eventually carry ideas. At first, those stones were simple. Pick one up, hit something, throw it. Nothing impressive. But that tiny change marked one of the greatest turning points in natural history. For the first time, an animal could improve its weapons without waiting thousands of generations for evolution. Break a rock. Find a sharper edge. Tomorrow you have a better claw. No mutation required. The next generation does not need to be born with better teeth. They only need to watch. That is a completely different kind of evolution. Anthropologist Joseph Henrich argues that humans became successful not because individuals are unusually intelligent, but because cultures accumulate knowledge over generations. No single person invented the stone axe. Thousands of tiny improvements slowly transformed a broken rock into a deadly tool. Knowledge itself was evolving, and knowledge evolves much faster than DNA. Then came another advantage that almost no other predator possessed: endurance. If you challenged a cheetah to a sprint, you would lose instantly. If you challenged a wolf to a chase, you would probably lose that too. But humans discovered a different game. Instead of running faster, they ran longer. Research by Daniel Lieberman has shown that humans possess remarkable adaptations for long-distance running. Long legs, spring-like tendons, large muscles that stabilize the head, millions of sweat glands spread across the body. Those sweat glands may not seem exciting. They changed everything. Most mammals cool themselves by panting. Panting works well until you are running at full speed. Then breathing and cooling begin fighting each other. Humans solve the problem differently. Sweat evaporates. Heat escapes. You keep moving. Imagine a deer running beneath the African sun. It explodes into a sprint. It escapes for a while. But the hunters do not stop. They walk, then jog, then walk again. Hour after hour, the deer grows hotter. Its muscles weaken. Its breathing becomes desperate. Eventually, it can no longer run. Not because humans are faster, because humans simply refuse to quit. This strategy is called persistence hunting. Even today, it is practiced by a few hunter-gatherer societies. It sounds almost unbelievable. A human defeating one of the fastest animals on Earth without ever catching it in a sprint. Patience became a weapon. Then came fire. No discovery reshaped humanity more completely. Fire scared away predators, provided warmth, extended the day, hardened wooden spears, and transformed food. Richard Wrangham has argued that cooking fundamentally changed human evolution. Raw meat demands enormous chewing. Raw roots often contain toxins. Raw food limits how much energy your body can extract. Cooking changes that. Food becomes softer, safer, more nutritious. Suddenly your digestive system does less work. Your brain receives more energy. Brains are expensive organs. Although they make up only a small fraction of your body weight, they consume an enormous share of your daily energy. Cooking may have helped pay that cost. As generations passed, bodies changed. Teeth became smaller, jaw muscles shrank, faces flattened. You became physically weaker. But every weakness was compensated by something outside the body. Fire became your new stomach. Stone became your new claws. Spears became your new teeth. Evolution had discovered outsourcing, and it never looked back. Yet none of this would have mattered without the greatest weapon humans ever evolved: each other. Imagine trying to hunt a mammoth alone. Impossible. Now imagine 20 hunters. Some drive the herd, others wait near a cliff, some prepare spears, others protect the children. Nobody understands the entire plan alone. Everyone understands their part. That ability is astonishingly rare. Michael Tomasello calls it shared intentionality. It simply means multiple people can imagine the same future and coordinate their actions to make it real. That sounds ordinary because you do it every day, but almost no other animal does it at the same level. A wolf pack cooperates, ant colonies cooperate, chimpanzees cooperate. Humans cooperate with strangers they have never met. That changed history. Language made cooperation even stronger. Words allowed knowledge to survive the death of the person who discovered it. A dangerous plant could be avoided. A better hunting route could be remembered. A new weapon could be copied. One lifetime became many lifetimes. Knowledge stopped dying with its owner. Every generation inherited thousands of years of experiments. Imagine trying to invent a bow from scratch. Now imagine being taught by someone who learned from someone who learned from someone, stretching back hundreds of generations. You begin where they finished. That is cumulative culture. It may be humanity's greatest adaptation. Every invention became a stepping stone instead of a dead end. Every mistake became a lesson for children who were not even born yet. The pace of change accelerated. Stone became bronze. Bronze became iron. Spears became bows. Bows became machines. Machines became factories. Factories became computers. Computers became artificial intelligence. The body barely changed. The tools transformed everything. Meanwhile, other predators remained almost the same. A lion alive today hunts in nearly the same way its ancestors hunted thousands of years ago. A crocodile is astonishingly ancient. A shark perfected its design long before humans existed. They are magnificent, but they are trapped. Their bodies are their technology. Humans escaped that prison. Robin Dunbar proposed that growing social groups push the human brain to become increasingly sophisticated. Remembering friendships, detecting lies, building trust, understanding emotions, reading intentions. Social intelligence became survival. Sometimes the strongest hunter was not the one who survived. The hunter with the most allies did. Evolution slowly shifted from rewarding muscles to rewarding relationships. This created something entirely new: civilization. Agriculture allowed food to be stored. Stored food allowed villages. Villages became cities. Cities created specialists. One person farmed. Another built houses. Another studied the stars. Another made tools. Another healed the sick. No one needed to master everything. Everyone mastered something. Society itself became the predator. Think about your breakfast. Did you grow the wheat? Mill the flour? Raise the chickens? Build the toaster? Generate the electricity? Mine the metal inside your phone? Almost certainly not. Millions of strangers cooperated so that your morning could happen. You benefit from people you will never meet. That is the same evolutionary strategy your ancestors began developing hundreds of thousands of years ago. Only now it spans the planet. Humans did not conquer the world because every individual became extraordinary. They conquered it because ordinary individuals became parts of extraordinary networks. That network crossed rivers, crossed deserts, crossed oceans. Eventually, it crossed into space. The first footprints on the moon were not the achievement of one astronaut. They represented thousands of years of accumulated discoveries made by countless forgotten people. That is humanity's real superpower. Not intelligence alone, shared intelligence. Not strength alone, shared survival. Even today, your body still carries reminders of its ancient past. You feel fear in the dark because darkness once hid predators. You jump at sudden movement because reacting too slowly could be fatal. You crave sweet food because calories were once precious. Your brain still remembers a world your eyes have never seen, but your life depends on something completely different. Electricity, medicine, satellites, roads, the internet. None of these are biological adaptations. They are cultural ones. Evolution no longer works only through genes. It also works through ideas. Ideas spread faster than DNA ever could. The most successful human inventions can reshape billions of lives in a single generation. No mutation has ever moved that quickly. So, were humans really the apex predator? If being an apex predator means having the sharpest claws, then no. If it means having the strongest bite, then no. If it means winning every fight alone, definitely not. But if an apex predator is the species that no longer has natural predators, reshapes entire ecosystems, determines the fate of countless other species, and changes the planet itself, then yes, humans became something evolution had never produced before. A predator whose greatest weapons were invisible, memory, language, cooperation, curiosity. Innovation. The lion still has its teeth. The eagle still has its talons. The shark still has its jaws. They are masterpieces of biology. You are something different. You replaced biology with culture. You replaced instinct with knowledge. You replaced individual strength with millions of connected minds. So the next time you wonder how a slow, fragile primate became Earth's apex predator, don't look at your hands. Look at everything those hands have built. Because humans never conquered the world by growing bigger claws. You conquered it by becoming the first animal that could revolutionize it instead.